Hello everyone, Paul Elam here with another installment from A Voice for Men. Been pretty busy lately with the upcoming conference on male studies this Wednesday, but I didn't want the videos to stop coming, so I have opted for yet another visit from Dr. Paul. You know, ladies, in a woman's world, half-baked complaints about men get passed around like joints at an early 70s Zeppelin concert. Most of them have the same net result in the cognitive realm. Pot makes you stupid. Misandry makes you stupid and chronically angry. But there was actually one of those complaints that was rooted in some truth, and now I'd like to share that with the red-eyed, pissed-off lot of you. Men think with their dicks. True enough, when it comes to women, we're just wired that way. When we meet you, we size up your body part of choice first and then check out the rest of the terrain as a follow-up. We wonder what you're willing to do in bed, how far you'll go, before we want to know your last name. If you're not what we want sexually speaking, we make some small talk, but start figuring on an escape route even as we nod and smile to whatever it is you're saying. If we are attracted to you, then one way or another, everything we say or do is geared to matters horizontal. But of course, that's only half the picture. Because, ladies, and I want you to hear this good, you are not the least bit different because you think with your ovaries. You look at a man's success and power in exactly the same way he looks at your tits. You wonder what he will do with his wallet just as much as he wonders what you will do with your mouth. Like it or not, human behavior is hardwired to reproductive strategy that is rooted in our survival as a species, and over which all of us must struggle to have any real control. Yes, ladies, that includes you. And no, princess, you are not the exception. So when it comes to men, you're better off studying them with some intelligence than in playing Judge Judy. Come to think of it, taking a good look at yourself isn't a bad idea either. When it comes to how men and women size each other up, it's just the way things are. Take it up with God or Darwin as you please, but don't whine about it. It doesn't make us defective. Truth is, you would not be hearing this if things were not just as they are, because Homo sapiens would have been just another evolutional dead end. And truth tell, it lands us men in a lot more trouble than it ever brought on you. So if you're looking for sympathy about it, please inquire elsewhere. Actually, rather than be cranky, you should be thankful. If men thought with anything other than their dicks, 98% of them wouldn't give you the time of day. I mean, why would any man pay any attention to you at all were it not for the prospect of boning you? What, your personality? Your companionship? Sharing interests? Please. Let's just get real here, ladies. Think of every time a man has ever bought you dinner, flowers, candy, jewelry, taken you on vacation, paid your bills, carried your crap, repaired your car, or fixed any of those other thingies in your life with moving parts that seem to escape your grasp. Now take your vagina out of the equation. You can kiss it all goodbye. If you think that isn't true, then take a look at how men treat each other. Most men have only two words for another man that won't carry his own weight entirely. See ya. That is what not having a vagina will get you from a man. And let's get even more real. You, of course, already know all this, don't you? That is why you spend billions collectively on cosmetics, alluring clothing, fake tits, and the like. And before you come across with some tired old "I do those things for me" bullshit line, just stop. Save that for your girlfriends. They need their delusions reinforced much more than I need my intelligence insulted. See, here's the problem. Men thinking with their dicks and you playing on that to get ahead has always been a really good deal for you. I mean, come on, surely you can see that biology has dealt you the get out of jail and everything else free card, Platinum Edition. Just use it with some measure of dignity and it will be passed down to your daughter and their daughters, forever and ever. Hallelujah. You should seriously think about the long-term impact of hypocritically shaming men's natural inclinations even as you exploit them. In fact, you can already see the result. Numbers of men, and I mean growing numbers, have been so barraged with the shaming message that they have started listening to it. Many of us have started thinking and have concluded, man, they're right. I do think with my dick. Ladies, that is not good news for you, because the day men stop thinking with their dicks, you are truly fucked. So my first suggestions to you are as follows. 1. Smarten up enough to know a good thing when you see it. And 2. Use the thing you're most gifted at, self-interest, and see this realistically. I've already covered the material and free labor incentives for embracing the natural state of things, but there's another benefit you probably never considered. It can help keep you from being so psychotic. Like so many of the things you like to bash men for, it requires you to embrace two diametrically opposed sets of beliefs at the same time. When you're lamenting the men who think with their dicks yet continue parasitic use of them, you just end up in a hostile dependent mindset that will always keep you in conflict. It may appear that as a woman you can change beliefs that suit situations as easily as a man can change crankbaits in a bass boat, but the resultant craziness is unavoidable, and so is the ensuing state of permanent dissatisfaction. You can't depend on something you hate and ever be happy or completely sane. That fact is just as hardwired as human sexuality. So you only have three options here. First, as I've been going on about, drop the hate and embrace reality. All you have to do, though, is accept that you are weak and dependent on men and that your worth is largely measured by the cup size. Just take your anger about that somewhere besides the men you're counting on to take care of you. They didn't choose human biology any more than you did. Or second, you can stay crazy and unhappy. That will be the choice of almost all of you, and doesn't deserve another word from me. Or last, and this is for the small percentage of you that can beat the bioprogramming, drop the dependency. I know, fat chance, right? Still, it is an option. All it takes is finding your purse when the dinner check arrives, learning how to change a tire, and asking for a toolbox instead of jewelry for a birthday present. I know it hardly seems romantic, but you may actually learn that real romance is not something that a man pulls out of his hip pocket. And what you may find in going this direction is that the desire to be loved for who you are and respected for your mind will quit getting swaddled up by your being an anchor around a man's neck instead of a grown-up partner that adds to his life. All you have to do to get there is quit thinking with your little brain and start thinking with the big one. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of another visit from Dr. Paul and a message from A Voice for Men. Remember, everybody, Wagner College this Wednesday. Be there, and see you next time.